Welcome back. Dementia care keeps evolving, and so do our residents. So this year's continuing education sharpens your skills and goes a little deeper than the basics. Residents change as the disease progresses, and refreshing your skills prevents drift into routine, task-focused care. This course builds on what you already know. The goal, as always, is confident, compassionate, person-centered care. Let's start where good care always starts. Every resident is a whole person with a history, not a diagnosis. So we see the person, not the behavior. We individualize care to each resident's preferences and history, and we protect dignity in every interaction. And we remember that small choices, which sweater, which seat, which song, preserve identity. Here's a quick refresher on reading behavior, the ABC approach. A is the antecedent, what came right before. B is the behavior itself. C is the consequence, what followed. Find the trigger, then change it, because behavior signals an unmet need. When a resident pushed her plate away at lunch, the team used ABC and found the dining room was too loud. They moved her to a quieter table and she ate. As the disease advances and words fade, connection still matters most. Speak slowly, one idea at a time, and let your tone and body language carry the meaning, because that's what the resident reads now. Never quiz or correct. And remember that your calm presence reassures, even without words. When you slow down, you meet the resident right where they are. Validation means meeting the resident in their reality and honoring the feeling underneath their words. Acknowledge the emotion behind the words. Don't argue facts or force reorientation. Explore the feeling gently and redirect toward comfort only after the feelings are heard. When a resident insisted on going to work, the team member asked about her job, listened warmly, and then walked with her to a meaningful activity. When speech is gone, the senses become the bridge. Use gentle touch, familiar music, and favorite scents. Offer calm eye contact and a warm voice. Go slowly and follow the resident's cues, because comfort itself is communication. A familiar song or a held hand can reach a resident when no sentence can. Residents who can't speak still tell you a great deal. Watch facial expression, posture, and restlessness. Tension or guarding may signal distress or pain. A sudden change in behavior is a message. Respond to what the body is saying. When you know a resident's usual self, any change becomes a clear signal worth acting on. Late day confusion and agitation, sundowning are common, and you can soften them. Keep evenings calm and well lit. Reduce noise and overstimulation late in the day. Keep routines steady and offer reassurance and a quiet activity. When one resident grew anxious every evening near dusk, the team raised the lighting, lowered the TV, and sat with her over tea, and the agitation eased. Wandering meets a need, so we redirect it safely rather than fight it. Provide safe walking paths and supervision. Meet the underlying need, often restlessness or looking for someone. Use calm redirection, not confrontation. And know who is at risk for elopement. When you meet the need behind the wandering, the urge to leave often settles on its own. Pushback during bathing or dressing is communication, not defiance. Check the timing, the resident's comfort, and your approach. Explain each step, offer choices, and never force. A familiar caregiver and a warm, private setting help a great deal. And if it isn't working, stop and try again later. Forcing care only turns a hard moment into a frightening one. When a resident becomes agitated or aggressive, stay calm. Your composure de-escalates the moment. Protect everyone's safety first. Remove the trigger or the audience. Lower your voice and slow down. And remember, restraints are a last resort within strict rules. Often, simply stepping back and softening your voice does more than any words could. Repetitive questions often signal anxiety or a need for reassurance. Answer calmly and consistently, and address the feeling behind the question, not just the words. Redirect to a soothing activity, and never show frustration. The same gentle answer, given again and again, is itself a kind of comfort. Residents who can't tell you they hurt are often undertreated for pain. Many cannot report pain in words, and untreated pain drives agitation and behavior changes. So assume pain is possible whenever behavior shifts. Pain is common, and it's treatable. When a calm resident suddenly changes, pain should be one of the first things you consider. Look and listen for the body's signals of pain. Watch for facial grimacing, frowning, or tension, for guarding a body part, moaning or calling out, for restlessness, resistance to movement or withdrawal, and for any change from the resident's usual self. Any one of these is worth a closer look and often a report to the nurse. Behind a behavior, there's usually a need: pain, hunger, toileting, or illness. So rule out physical needs first. Remember that a new infection, like a urinary tract infection, can cause sudden confusion. Check comfort, food, drink, and toileting. The behavior is the clue. Follow it, because meeting the need settles the behavior far better than reacting to it. Your observations protect the resident, so report them. Tell the nurse what you saw, when, and how it differs from usual. Report promptly, don't wait, and document per the care plan, because timely reporting prevents harm. When a normally cheerful resident became withdrawn and held his shoulder, the team member reported it. An injury was found and treated. Here is a hard truth, told gently. In its advanced stages, dementia is a terminal illness, and care shifts toward comfort. Late-stage residents need full, gentle care, and the goal becomes comfort and dignity, not cure. Quality of life guides decisions, and we honor the residents' wishes and advance directives. Comfort-focused care isn't giving up, it's care at its most compassionate. Hospice and palliative care bring extra support for comfort. They focus on pain relief, calm, and presence, and they support both the resident and the family. Small comforts matter most now: warmth, music, familiar faces, and we work as a team with the nurses and hospice staff. You don't carry this alone. Hospice adds a circle of support around the resident and everyone who loves them all. Gentle attentiveness matters most as a resident declines. Watch for changes in eating, breathing, and responsiveness, and report them to the nurse. Provide mouth care, repositioning, and a calm environment. And remember that presence and touch reassure. At this stage, simply being there, calm, gentle, and unhurried, is some of the most important care you can give. Families need compassion and honesty in these moments. Listen and acknowledge their grief. Invite them to be present in meaningful ways and route clinical questions to the nurse. Kindness is care. When a family sat quietly with a dying resident, the team member dimmed the lights, played the resident's favorite music softly, and made sure they were not rushed. Engagement is medicine, so keep it varied and failure-free. Tie activities to the resident's life history and roles. Offer sensory and one-to-one options for those who overstimulate. Purposeful tasks build dignity and calm. And remember, success, not challenge, is the goal. A retired chef folding napkins, a gardener watering herbs, meaning lives in the familiar. Meet residents where they are today. Adapt as abilities change, and offer, don't insist. Watch for signs of overstimulation and ease off when you see them. And remember that even small moments of joy count. A few contented minutes with a familiar task is a real success. It doesn't have to be more. The space itself can calm or agitate. Aim for good lighting, low noise, and clear signage. Provide quiet spaces and safe areas to move, with familiar, home-like touches. And remember, every team member shapes the environment. Lowering a TV, opening a curtain, clearing a cluttered hall. Small fixes change the whole mood of a room. Protecting residents starts with knowing what to look for. Abuse comes in several forms: physical, emotional, sexual, neglect, and financial exploitation. The signs include unexplained injuries, fear, withdrawal, poor hygiene, weight loss, or missing money and items. Residents with dementia are especially vulnerable, so trust your concern. If something feels wrong, that feeling is worth acting on. In Florida, reporting suspected abuse, neglect, or exploitation of a vulnerable adult is the law. Report to the Florida Abuse Hotline, 1-800-962-2873. You do not need proof. Reasonable suspicion is enough. Report immediately. Failure to report is a crime, and good faith reports are protected. When a team member noticed a coworker handling a resident roughly, she reported it immediately through the proper channel. Protecting the resident comes first. A safe community is built by every team member. Never ignore or explain away a concern. You cannot be retaliated against for a good faith report, so report through the Abuse Hotline and follow your facility's reporting process as well. Speaking up is an act of care. Every team member is part of the safety net, and the resident is counting on all of us. Memory care work is meaningful and demanding, so watch your own well-being. The signs of burnout include exhaustion, irritability, detachment, and dread. Burnout affects care quality and safety, so notice it in yourself and in your coworkers. And hear this clearly: it is not weakness. Burnout is a signal that a hardworking caregiver needs support. Self-care is part of the job, not a luxury. Take breaks, set boundaries, and ask for help. Use the Employee Assistance Program and your team's support. You have the right to care for yourself without guilt, because a supported caregiver gives better care. Looking after yourself isn't taking away from your residents, it's how you keep showing up for them. You bring all of this to life every shift, so carry it forward. Read behavior as communication. Connect through validation and presence. Watch for pain and unmet needs. Protect residents and report concerns. And care for yourself and your team. Complete the post-test to confirm your learning. This has been a Palace University training. Thank you for the care you give.